Hello, welcome to the Mid Game Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew.
I'm worried for what's to come.
Wait.
I'm just here.
I'm the only regular person here. Name's Steve.
Fernando, by the way.
You should all know who I am now.
I don't know who you are.
Good to know.
Anyway, and welcome to the Mid Game Podcast.
We're having a midlife crisis right
We're
now.
having a mid game
You're very
crisis right
bad.
now. So we are currently playing Mario Thousand Year Door.
Mario.
Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door.
Don't trigger the
Sorry.
audience. Don't trigger the audience. And we are back.
Anyway, and Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. It's a Mario RPG type game, which is actually very fitting because today's topic is our favorite RPGs,
What does that stand for?
role playing.
Okay,
games.
finally something we're all comfortable with.
What? How about Waifus Part 2, guys? How would you like that?
I said something comfortable.
Anyway, so we will be talking about role playing games, and if you're unfamiliar, role playing games are typically
That's a news.
are games that you would have the player is.
With leveling elements.
The player is acting as the character within the game, and like
You take the role
you
of
take
the main
the
character.
you take the role, and you play as the main character of the game.
Isn't that what you do in every game?
Yeah,
But
basically.
what do you think RPG stands for?
It like started
Real-time
with like
strategy.
It started with like tabletop games like
D&D.
D&D, and like when video games became more prevalent, then
Luigi isn't there.
that's when it kind of
Where is
moved up to video games. So we'll be talking about our favorite RPGs. Now everybody probably expects me to say something Shin Megami Tensei related,
No one will be surprised.
but I'm actually going to be talking about Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Oh, finally, something some of us are
But,
actually comfortable with.
but before we go back, we need to explain what we're playing.
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah,
It's an RPG.
I wasn't paying attention. Then.
Paper
Wow.
Mario. And
This
Thousand
is
Year
back
Door.
when there was originality within Paper Mario.
Yeah. So
Hey, they tried to do originality, but the new stuff doesn't
that's
really
some of
work.
the problem with Paper Mario, the RPG series.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with the newer ones.
do you
Miyamoto
actually know where you're
essentially
going?
said Mario
I was trying
doesn't
to
need
find
story. Doesn't need story. Yeah, that only works with platformers, not role-playing games. Role-playing games are story-driven.
Yeah.
It's gonna be annoying. Anyways.
So the elements of an RPG. Anyways.
But anyway, so yeah, I'll be talking about Fallout New Vegas. Now, there's the Fallout 3 was alright. Fallout 4 is alright, but New Vegas, that's where it's at. And
What about 4?
I did say 4. No, but New Vegas was made by different people than 3 and 4, so it's inherently
Well, I'm pretty
better.
sure you can sort of tell by like the naming, but
Yeah. Anyway, so New Vegas, it takes place after like the end of the world. A nuclear holocaust has pretty much wrecked the entire U.S. and most of the survivors were surviving inside the vaults, which are like bunkers.
is it in Vegas? Was
The-
that one in Vegas?
Fallout New Vegas does take place in Las Vegas.
Well, it's in the name.
Yeah, albeit it is called New Vegas because it's new Vegas.
I haven't played this game in so long.
And how Fallout works is you have your special skills. Alright, Fallout, I should first say, it's a first-person shooter type RPG. And
Is it unique? Well, not really unique, but I mean like it. Well, yeah. Is it unique?
what do you mean, is it unique?
It hasn't ever been done before.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Like Borderlands, I guess.
Wait, what came first?
Well, actually, the original Fallout game was
It wasn't it like top
top-down.
Oh, yeah.
And in Fallout 3 is the one where they made the change to FPS.
That's because the developer changed.
Yeah.
Anyway, on
Anyway,
this podcast.
You're not in this.
Hello, my name is Casper, the
We're
not
Casper's-
so friendly ghost.
The Asian
Casper's
cat.
Casper's back again for some reason.
Casper's
Asian
back.
We have to make that straight.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, let's get back to
White
our
Casper is
po-
never coming back.
Because he was scared off by
Okay, let's just get back to our normal
Because
conversation.
he had a pointed hood.
Get back.
Anyway, yeah. So Fallout New Vegas, you play the role as a courier. You basically deliver people's mail, And
You could have just said mailman.
well, you're literally called the courier. And during the delivery, you get shot in the head twice.
That's not actually how it happened. You
How'd
get kidnapped, basically, and then you get shot.
Yeah, somehow you survived getting shot in the head twice.
How?
Uh,
Actually, I should have worked.
hey, that's just a theory.
Can't say that.
A
I'm
fake
sorry.
theory.
You want to get sued?
Who is that? A lawyer? Is he coming over here?
Alright, back on topic.
Anyway, and then you're basically he stole your delivery, which is a platinum chip, which actually is a microchip, which House wants to use to upgrade his systems, and House is
It's Mr. House, dude.
Mr. House, Doctor House.
Mr.
No.
House was my father. The house was my father's.
Anyway, Mr. House, he wants his package because, he could improve his computer systems, and I'm getting ahead of myself, but your goal for the first part of the game is to find Benny is his name, and to take your delivery back. And you can do this a couple of ways.
A couple of ways.
There's a few strategies. You could talk him into it, or you could
Beat the living
Seduce
shit out of
him.
yes.
Is
Wow,
that a
that
meme?
was like a random guess.
You can, if you are a female, you can. There's literally a skill that you can get that lets you seduce him. Anyway, after you do that, you can deliver it to House, and there's multiple factions in New Vegas, and how it would work is there's the NCR, which is sort of like
New California
the New
Republic.
California Republic. They're sort of like
The NTR.
they're like trying to set up like an actual government and with a democracy type deal. Or there's Caesar's Legion, which is
So how heavy of lore? How heavy is the lore?
God damn it, never
I guess decently heavy. I mean, yeah, there's lots of stuff. Like the NCR actually originated in Fallout 1.
That's pretty cool.
So all the games are connected?
Well, the game's
Does it
New
take-
Vegas takes place 500 years after the first one.
Wow.
No, does he mean does it all take place within
Everyone.
the same universe?
It's all in the same universe. too.
Fallout cinematic universe.
Which is actually an alternate universe from the current United States, where they,
we could basically tell that.
yeah, which we went into Cold War with actually China,
China.
and then war started when they invaded Alaska until it escalated and got nuclear. Yeah, the more you know.
Hopefully that'll never happen with Russia.
It might happen with China. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway, so the basic gameplay is
You have no idea where you're going.
You
dude.
you can play it like a simple shooter, but that's not really recommended, because the game has a system called VATS.
Does it require strategy?
Not there.
Yeah,
Not really.
not sometimes. I mean, if you're going to fight a horde of Deathclaws, you might want to bring a mini nuke.
Or a few.
Or a few.
Yeah, talk about the weapons.
Yeah, mini nuke. It has some interesting weapons. There's a weapon that literally fires trash,
Intriguing.
which is literally just any junk that you can stuff into it. And there's quite a lot of junk you can stuff into it. Hey, there's a star piece.
Those are from Pokemon.
Shut up.
We don't want to be copyrighted and sued.
Well, they're both Nintendo.
We don't.
Anyways.
There we go.
Anyways.
Anyways,
She didn't even open the door. Oh, yeah, she did.
you're gonna. Anyways, what VATS does is it uses your weapon. It uses your, perception and stuff to calculate the
You're
chance
14 levels under.
to
Good luck.
to calculate the chance that you would actually hit the guy. And while this doesn't necessarily work for some longer range shots, it really helps if you need to shoot a bunch to deal a bunch of damage in a row. Because unless you're really good with snipers, in which case, yeah. You can also lockpick and hack to solve and enter stuff. And there's most enemies you'll run into are humans, but there's also mutated creatures, and you got hit. Good job.
How'd you do that?
Hey, don't worry about it.
Anyway,
We're back to another context.
There's mutated creatures like everybody's favorite, the Cazador, which poisons you to freaking death, and you.
Explain.
They're like giant moths, and they inflict ranged poison.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Exactly. Which actually, and the Cazador is actually a. Interestingly enough, the Cazador is actually their origin is actually in one of the DLC's Old World Blues, which is a scientific research station made in a crater. Oh god.
I'm already confused.
About Fallout?
Yes.
It's
Weird.
just all you need to know is
All I need to know is aftermath of nuclear war.
Yeah.
aftermath of nuclear war and gambling.
If you wanted the
But why does a nuclear war happen?
I told you,
Yeah,
China.
you just said it.
China?
China.
China.
Insert Donald Trump saying
Basically-
China.
Me and Anthony started war with America.
But you're half.
I'm half, I guess. Fine.
He
Anyways.
partially started.
Okay.
I
Anyways.
half started the war.
Moral of the story:
How do you have to start something?
Well, the story, yeah.
you get to shoot stuff.
Yeah, what's the moral? Come on, what's the moral
You
of
get
the
to shoot
story?
stuff. You gotta
Yes.
create your own character.
You basically can create your own character to be skilled in like various ways. You can, if you want, you can even go with a straight melee build and
Explosives?
punch everything. You can throw chuck dynamite, or you can become like some suave dude who can talk his way out of everything if you want.
Do you punch things like Doom Guy?
You can. There's literally you can literally get like brass knuckles type weapons or boxing gloves.
You can also have a flaming sword.
Yeah.
Sword Man?
Anyway, it's pretty interesting, and like the whole game, you basically have to. There's basically the entire power struggle in the in New Vegas, and your character is the basically deciding factor. You can either help the NCR and create a sort of democracy. You can help Caesar's Legion and have a reign of tyranny and be an asshole.
Well, you end up like Julius Caesar.
Actually, they call him the Kaiser.
Oh.
So yes.
So they pronounced it wrong, which is like a joke because one guy goes, "Wait a second, isn't it pronounced Caesar?" Yeah, and then, or you can
How are
do,
you gonna die before you even get to the boss?
or you can help yourself and you become the ruler of New Vegas.
Hey,
Yes, that's actually an option.
Come on.
How many endings?
There's
Is this one of those games where there's like tons and tons of multiple endings?
not really a ton. I mean, if you like help certain people, you might get like a thing about them. But for the most part, there's just like those three main things.
Yeah, makes sense.
Those three main routes, I guess you could say. You can also get companions, which are kind of useless, especially in hardcore mode, which is the mode that I played in, which adds hunger, sleep, and thirst.
Oh god.
So you need to.
you need to keep all that in mind.
Yeah, so you need to eat food, drink, and actually go to sleep in a game. Unlike if you're playing regular, where your character just never sleeps ever.
just sleep deprivation.
And stim packs, instead of healing you instantly, they heal over time. So like you'll get the 20 health, but over 5 seconds, which it's not good for clutch situations.
What do you say is harder than Dark Souls?
I wouldn't say it's harder than Dink Souls, but it's
Thanks.
still pretty challenging. But one of the DLCs actually gives you a canteen, which your character will occasionally drink to stave off. Occasionally, not enough to like completely negate the thirst, but enough to like you don't have to worry about it for a while.
Wait, what do you mean occasionally? Do you mean like RNGesus?
Basically. Interestingly enough, even though you do need to eat food and drink water, since the entire world was nuked, everything's pretty much irradiated. So you do get
So it's dangerous?
so you can get sick from eating too many irradiated food.
Drinking.
What do you mean too many?
Too much.
Well, like too much, fine. Like food and water will have like, let's say water might have like 5 rads, and if you drink that you'll have 5 more rads.
And what are rads?
It's units of radiation.
It's suicide.
And if you have like over 100, you start like getting less strength, and like basically your stats decrease. And then if you get like 300 or so, you instantly just die. Yeah. Which is why you want to have
Sounds like
Radaway.
common sense.
Well, yeah. Radiation is not something you should be taking in.
Proud of.
Although
I'm not proud of this radiation.
although there are ghouls who are people who have been radiated very badly, and they do have they're like very screwed up and mutated, but they do actually live longer than normal people, surprisingly enough. You can even help a bunch of ghouls who want to use a rocket to fly away,
I remember that.
but then they all end up crashing and dying anyway. So it's just
Crash and
like,
burn.
You could, isn't it if you don't have enough science?
yeah, if you don't have enough science, they just all die.
What do you mean science? Is that a stat?
Yeah, basic like
My
if you're
science skills like 20.
if you're not smart enough, everybody dies.
No.
There's also a stat that lets you eat dead bodies at the cost of reputation.
By dead bodies, you mean dead people.
Dead people, yes.
Oh, okay.
And another funny thing is there one perk that came from a DLC. Basically, enemies drop sausage, which heal a ton. Like
sausage.
yeah, sausage.
So you kill an insect and it just drop like a typical sausage.
Yes, it drops a nice thick juicy sausage.
Roasted or oh god.
Yes, oh god.
You just gotta, you can roll it up.
Anyway.
I forgot I can do that.
Yeah, but that actually takes.
Yeah, and
time.
in Fallout,
It's something I don't have.
you can basically also you have like a reputation, which basically like
What people think of you.
what people think of you. Like for instance, the first town that you visit, Goodspring, if you decide to help them out by like getting rid of the bandits, they'll hail you as some sort of like hero, and you know you'll get discounts and stuff. Alternatively, you can help the bandits and kill everybody in Goodspring, in which case your reputation with Goodspring is shit, but they're all dead, so you don't have to worry about it, I guess.
Until everyone else hears it, they're like,
So it doesn't matter.
I guess.
I know you.
Although it's funny if you're good enough, but you still do bad things, at most you'll just get like a occasional troublemaker or something like that. Why are you green?
It's a badge.
It's a badge? Jeez.
I can change it.
Ouija. or turn yourself purple.
Ouija
I
Mario.
did that.
Anyways.
Anyways. Yeah, it's Fallout is a fun game, and my favorite DLC, I forgot what it was called. Shit. It's the one that has to do with you're at a hotel that has a secret vault full of gold, and you also have a bomb strapped to your neck. Anyway, it's rather interesting because you're very restricted, and the enemies are hard as well. Yeah, they're hard. Anyway, I think we should move on.
We're moving on. Wait, let me check something. Okay, yes, it's recording. Swatting a cult school.
What?
You want to swat a cult school?
A cult?
A SWAT.
A cult school.
A cult school?
Yes, why not?
Like a school about like dark arts and shit?
I guess, I don't know. That's what came up on the notifications. Anyways. So, favorite RPG?
Yes.
Well, alright. So, one of my favorite RPGs is Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Hey,
What are you talking? Mainly because I haven't played the other Mario and Luigi games. I know.
Paper Jam?
What about Paper Jam? Anyways. So, yes, it's a Mario game. As an RPG. I mean, what do you expect?
We are currently playing a Mario RPG.
This is Paper Mario.
Yeah, Mario RPG.
The best RPG. Actually, I'm not sure about it.
Anyway.
That's big.
So yeah, Mario and Luigi series, I believe, is based on Paper Mario. Well, it came after. I remember reading. I think I've read somewhere that it is based on Paper Mario or inspired by Paper Mario. Anyways, it's funny thing is it's both a turn-based and action RPG. I know it's weird. Like, how do you mix both of them? Anyways, so essentially the story of Superstar Saga is that Princess Peach lost her voice or got stolen because apparently someone cut out her voice box and stole it. Well, that's what I like to think. So then.
No, he replaced all her speech bubbles with random.
Yeah. Your speech bubbles come up and then they're explosive.
They're spicy. That's what they are.
Yeah, they're very spicy, very
A nice,
spicy.
hot, and spicy mean.
Exactly. It's a pretty.
That's why you always go.
No, or she's dropping those hot beats, those fiery beats. Anyway, so as it turns out, it was stolen by a witch from a neighboring kingdom known as the Bean Bean Kingdom.
That were never referred to ever again.
Shut up.
You know, occasionally in the other games, though, some of the residents do come over, and you do meet like Bean residents.
You mean beans?
Beans.
Yeah, Mushroom Kingdom has mushrooms. Bean Bean Kingdom has beans.
Which apparently they're going through a huge inflation right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
the Mushroom Kingdom is the one going through the huge inflation.
Here's the thing.
Because like 1,000,000 coins equals like 99 Bean coins.
No. You got that wrong. Like 1 million Bean Bean coins is 1 Mushroom Kingdom coin.
Yeah.
No?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, basically.
I'm the one discussing this game, Steve. I'm the one who knows it.
Fine.
No, and it's funny, at the beginning of the game, the inflation is a lot less.
I know.
And then, at first it's like 100 equals like what, 10 or so?
Yeah.
But then it turns into like 1,000,000 equals like 1.
And by the way, it actually changes every day. They actually, I'm not kidding. They
It's
actually
like,
say
what's happening with the
No,
Mushroom Kingdom?
It changes every day. Like the inflation rate changes every single day.
It's like, what
I'm
is
talking
going
about
on in the
real life
Mushroom
game.
Kingdom?
In the game.
So trust me,
So
it gets pretty ridiculous.
Wait,
But-
so
but
is
here's
the
the-
first one always set to how much coins
No.
you get?
Here's the thing. Technically speaking, it takes place in a day. Technically speaking.
So over the period of a day, inflation like freaking went times 100. Thousand.
Alright, so back to me.
Man,
Back
what
to
if
me.
he was screwed.
Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. Anyways, back to me.
Just collect Bean coins and then move back to the
I
Mushroom
said
Kingdom.
back to me.
Alright.
Be a million.
Alright. So it was stolen by a witch from the Bean Kingdom, and also Bowser decides to work with Mario and Luigi because he doesn't want any of that. So,
Super inflation?
No, because he wants to kidnap the princess,
But
he doesn't
her
want
voice
her
is
to blow up
exposed-
the base.
yeah, her voice is explosive. I'm not.
This game's getting on my nerves.
Don't worry about it.
It's funny, the values are so low, feel so low in this game, you know?
It's a base. This is a basic
You're gonna
RPG.
need those healing items.
Anyways,
Puzzle one is the basic.
Oh, I hate this puzzle.
wait till we get to Final Fantasy. the 1000 HP.
Just the
Anyways,
fire.
so they go travel to the Bean Kingdom. They get shot down by one of the witch's minions. Oh yeah, the witch's name is Cacletta. One of her minions known as
At
Fawful.
first I thought,
Yeah, Cacletta's a woman. You didn't know that?
at first I thought Cacletta was a dude.
Everyone did.
I thought it was a girl.
Yeah, that's the voice of a dude.
Yeah,
Oh, the cross dressing.
you got hit.
Then we also have Fawful, who was actually a recurring villain in the Mario and Luigi series. Well,
die.
Shot.
He was a healer.
I got this.
so yeah, he's an evil scientist. He blows them up. Then Mario and Luigi end up in the board. Yeah, they fall on the border. Good thing.
And then they play border hopping.
Yeah, they play border hopping.
Then they
Which
play
yeah,
Borderlands.
because the border traveling between Bean Kingdom and Mushroom Kingdom is actually pretty easy. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, I'm not gonna make. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't want to get into sensitive
Are you
topics.
trying to?
I'm not gonna get into
If a
sensitive
minigame was
topics.
presented like that at a border,
I know that.
would you be able to complete it like that?
Oh yeah, actually, I have to
We
play
can
a
tell you
jumping
not
game.
to say because this is technically still my sister's account.
I'm
Susan
talking.
doesn't play this.
I'm talking. I was about to make a joke about a sensitive topic, but yeah, like I said, it's a sensitive topic. Anyways, so yeah, they end up in the Bean Kingdom. Then they get hammers. They get hammers for their adventures, which they lose in every other game for some reason.
Exactly.
Then they meet
Alright.
then they meet the prince of the Bean Kingdom, and it turns out that the queen was wait, what happened to the queen? She ate like a bean or something.
The queen had like a
The-
worm or something.
Yeah, there was a worm in the. There was some worm that infected the queen, and then she turned bad. Then you save her, and then you had to go and get the what was it? the Bean Star.
Not the Beanstar.
Yeah.
For the Queen?
No, you have to get the Bean Star after.
No, for the queen, you have to give her cola.
Chocolate cola.
You go
Yeah.
get the cola. Then you meet some bandits. One of them looks like Bowser. Obviously, one of them looks like Bowser. Thing is,
One
he's
of
not
them is
Bowser.
Bowser.
Are we telling the entire
I was
story
gonna go-
of each of our RPGs?
Yeah.
Mine's a basic
Yes.
plot. It's not really as in depth.
Your game is basic.
Your life.
It's a base. It's a
Your life
base.
is basic.
Damn right it is.
It's
Of course
written
it is.
in basic.
So then so what's with your face? So yeah, you meet two thieves. One of them looks like Bowser. Spoiler alert, it is
Rookie.
Bowser. Rookie, yes.
Rookie.
This Bowser with amnesia.
And he's blue.
So then you actually try to go get the star. It breaks apart because it turns out that was a decoy. Turns out like the Peach was a decoy. It was actually Birdo, and Peach was just fine this entire time.
But is
Because
Birdo a guy or a girl?
shut up.
Let's ask Yoshi.
Just
What a-
ask Yoshi.
What about Yoshi?
Personally,
He's just a side character.
are you
in this
sure
game.
that Birdo isn't a transsexual?
Like I said, shut up.
Okay, to say.
And wait, I lost.
That
wait,
feeling
where was
when
that?
you use your heel when there's a heart right there.
That's why I hated myself for it.
Where was I?
Well, you were actually about
So
to
yeah,
die.
you say that the bean star breaks apart. Then you have to go get all 4 pieces before the prince does, because you do a bet for 1,000,000 coins.
Yeah, oh god.
And then you get you get all 4 pieces. Then you go to Kingdom, not Kingdom, a town where immigrant toads live. And no, that's what they said. Who immigrated from the Mushroom Kingdom. Are you screwed? Oh no.
Don't die.
And then it turns out Peach was no wait, actually no wait. Before I get there, Mario eats a mushroom that's from Bean Kingdom. He gets sick. Luigi has to go get the medicine. Thing is, while he was out, Peach got kidnapped. by
As she is.
again, because we can't have a Mario game where she doesn't get kidnapped. Anyways.
You think
Turns
she got
out-
pepper spray or something.
Turns out Cacletics, well, in the story, you sort of kill her, but saying that in broad terms, she just turns into a ghost. Or some, I don't even know, vapor, smoke.
That's a ghost.
Did you jump on it?
Anyway, and then she combines with Bowser and turns to Bowletta. Then you have to go
Whatever.
save Peach. You end up saving Peach. Thing is, Bowletta is now attacking the Bean Kingdom.
I needed a.
You go do that. So you go fight Bowletta. Then you go inside her, but
Bowser's Inside Story?
I need to play that.
Basically.
And you fight, and then you pretty much have to kill her soul. I'm not kidding. You actually fight her soul.
You're inside of
You beat her soul, and then you save the day. The end.
You have to start her fight with 1 HP.
Oh yes, that too.
Bosh.
Yes, it's bull.
It's difficult if you're trying to do it on a phone.
You did it on the phone?
Yeah.
I did it on the Game Boy Advance.
That's my first playthrough, but when I decided to play it again, I did it on the phone because I'm like, I'm too lazy to find
I did it on an
something.
emulator, so.
Yeah, emulator. It was difficult on emulator, just trying to dodge all the moves.
Emulator on my PC.
I
Oh, that's easier for you.
you guys.
I wish I had the actual game. Anyways, so
Wait for the remake.
I had the rumors.
I want to remake.
You know what we need a remake of?
No,
The
we,
first 2 Shin Megami Tensei games.
we're not.
I don't think I can.
Matthew, you're done.
You can.
All right. So here's the the basic gameplay is there are enemies out in the overworld, and if you touch the enemy, you get into a battle. The battles are turn based. You can choose to either jump. Well, you start off with like a basic jump attack, and the game does revolve around timing your attacks. Depending on how you time, depending on how you time your attacks will affect the damage output. And
Get those excellence.
what?
Get those excellence.
That's in Paper Mario. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
That's Paper Mario. And later on you do get hammers, which you also have to time well. Otherwise, well, the mallet just falls out of your.
It falls apart.
Yeah, it just falls apart. And then later you learn. Well, Mario learns how to use fire because he without a fire flower for some reason, and Luigi learns thunder powers because they didn't want to make it the same. So yeah, that's how he says it. And then later you also. Oh yeah. So so the game essentially revolves around timing. The timing of your. You missed. See, I'm describing timing, and you got the timing wrong. So yeah, the entire game revolves around timing. Like so either you had to time it so you could get.
Oh, poor Yoshi.
Poor Yoshi.
For any of the side characters.
Also, timing revolves around your revolves around you dodging attacks, or hitting, or deflecting.
If you're really good, you can.
You can do no
basically
damage
Go through
on.
the whole game without getting hit. Yeah.
This is one of those few RPGs where you can do a no damage run.
I need to do it again. Oh wait, no.
And if you're in the overworld, if you hit an enemy with either you jump on them or you hit them with the hammer, they take damage in the beginning of the battle, and the enemies can do the same to you. And also you have special. Well, they're called brothers boobs, but they're essentially your special.
Did you just say brothers boob?
No, bros attacks. Or I don't know.
Bros attack.
Brothers.
Please
Brothers.
speak English next time.
I speak English. Booze. So what is that what we're gonna have after this? Booze.
We're not old enough.
I know.
How do you know?
3 years.
You do know that it's technically okay if you're in a private residence with adult supervision.
That only applies to
What about Russia?
states.
Anyways.
Vodka, not beer.
Anyways.
Hey, you actually have a wireless controller.
We've
It doesn't
heard.
work.
Rip. I have the same model actually.
Anyways. So yeah, those your brother. What was it called,
Bros attack.
Bro moves.
Your bros moves. They're
Bro moves.
okay,
Not
mom.
very hard.
Okay, mom. So essentially, they're like your they're essentially your limit breaks for Final Fantasy. And again, this also involves timing, and also depends on the BP. Why are you trying to kill your teammates?
We gotta do this. Okay. Oh god, I hate this game mechanic.
And
Just spamming.
it also revolves around timing. And also,
There are certain moves which you can which you can technically do infinitely, but they end
Yeah.
up just doing 1 damage, so it's kind
Yeah.
of pointless.
you could also get the advanced versions of which you could do, which they're more technical and do more damage. But like I said, they're more technical.
Alright, let me switch. Do that.
So like I said, they're more technical,
She already got
but
the question.
you get, but yeah, they're better. And also, and yeah, that's really about it in terms of gameplay. There's also you got a live stream. You got a live stream.
Oh, so close.
And also the your typical potions and stuff are replaced with mushrooms. Shrooms, gotta get those shrooms.
You can get the shroom bag.
Your ethers are essentially replaced with what was it, syrup? I don't even know what kind. Is it pancake syrup, maple syrup? Who knows? It's just called syrup.
It's that good stuff.
And also the only party members you have are Mario and Luigi because why not? Although there are times where you can get separated. Well, there's only one time where you have to be separated, and you play as Luigi.
Actually,
And also there.
Ice castle? Oh, that's all I know what it was. It's an ice castle.
No. When you have to.
lose all your money.
No, it's when Mario gets
What
sick.
I know, but there's also when you have to.
Yeah, there's also the ice castle.
Yeah, I said yeah.
Petey Piranha.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You have to fight
That's not
Petey-
Petey Piranha.
That's not Petey Piranha. It's like a piranha plant.
Piranha plant thing.
You have to fight it like a minute.
And also Mario and Luigi.
Oh,
yeah,
right, because
yeah.
when he has to get the bean star, right?
Yeah. No. When you have to get the those beans for the Yoshi theater.
Oh yeah.
And also Mario and Luigi, they're not just separate clones of each other. They both have different stats.
Luigi's more of a tank, while
Yeah,
Mario
Luigi's
is-
more tanky. Mario's more
he offense.
yeah. Luigi's defense. Mario's offense. Oh look, you're at the final boss already.
No.
Shut up.
There we go.
Also, Mario and Luigi is very unique. Has very unique setting and monsters. In which,
A bean.
yeah, it's full of beans and stuff. Enemies are bean themed. And some
Oh, you're getting pretty
there are
close to the final
you do,
boss.
Pretty close. We're already there.
Yeah.
and you also do have your.
There's a cutscene
I'm
right now.
talking here. You also have your typical Mario enemies, but again, they're mostly bean themed.
There are also two blacksmiths that use their heads as hammers.
I know.
It's kind of loose.
And they're also very interesting and memorable characters.
Can't skip this.
Remember the Mario and Luigi series had interesting and memorable characters?
Yes.
Looking at you, Paper Jam. Anyways, that's really about it. Again, it's pretty basic. It could be a beginner's RPG. Like,
David's first RPG.
yeah, I can't. It could be that.
Pokemon.
Shut up.
Pokemon.
It's on the GBA, also on Wii U Virtual Console. It's not really a hard game, although
Oh yeah, she already beat it.
although there are some parts where it can get. I'm talking here.
When you
Alright.
can't fight the final boss anymore.
Oh,
All
this
that
is-
work.
Because what we planned to do was fight the final boss.
Yeah, we're gonna fight the final boss, but the thing is, we've already beat the final boss. We're just
New game?
New game? Am I hearing a new game?
Go ahead.
Go on to the
alright.
GoPro.
So
Horrible.
Why are you drinking?
Why
it?
do you
that's about it for me. So
Let's see what she doesn't have.
Didn't think wow. Would be that bad.
Wow, she only has 3 stuff.
so
Cooking
what-
is too much work.
so who's next? So
Fernando.
it's your
I'm the
turn.
one playing.
What? I'm gonna. Fine.
All right, Steve's turn.
Alright.
Fernando's just being a selfish bastard.
He is being a selfish man.
One
play
next.
next.
Yeah.
Alright,
You want to go through the trouble of going back? Who wants to
Let's
go
do
through the trouble of going back?
let's do a bit of 100 trap.
No, just reset
Yeah,
the game.
the pit of 100
I'm
thousand.
saved right there.
Oh, okay.
Let's do the pit.
I try and reach back.
This is why I want Super Paper Mario.
Yeah, let's just go to the pit.
All right. Anyways,
good
so
getting out.
I personally have many favorite RPGs, mostly because all my life I really played RPGs. I started with an RPG, which counts as an RPG. I started with Pokemon, and that was probably one of my favorite RPGs for a time. And then I moved on to like adventure RPGs. You know, like
Action RPG.
Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda counts, right?
It's an
How about
ac-
Final
it's-
Fantasy 15?
Legend of Zelda does not count.
Yeah, it is.
Breath of the Wild does now.
Breath of the Wild does, but none of the other ones.
Yeah, you're
They are
right.
still RPGs.
They're action adventure.
Yeah.
They're more action adventure with RPG elements.
Yeah, but they're
What
still.
RPG elements?
You increase your health. You can increase your stats.
That doesn't mean it's an RPG.
Yeah, you're right.
No, there's no leveling mechanic.
That a leveling mechanic that isn't strictly reserved for RPG.
Yeah.
I mean, Terraria doesn't have a leveling mechanic. What It's got lots of other RPGs still.
Yeah. Anyways, I've also played many difficult RPGs like Dark Souls.
Skyrim.
Oh, Skyrim. That too.
RPG?
What?
Dark Souls is an RPG.
Yeah.
There are leveling mechanics and stuff.
I don't see why you're restricting it to just leveling mechanics. Final Fantasy 2 was an RPG, but there were no leveling mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Skyrim's an RPG for reasons.
I mean, you are role playing in that game, so.
yeah. I've also played Fallout, and many other games, but for this discussion, I'll pick my current favorite RPG because. Nice head flap. My current favorite RPG, which is Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Not Wild.
Didn't you
It's
talk about
Legend of
that one
Zelda
already?
Breath of the Wild.
No, I only talked a
No.
bit of it.
No,
No, you just said you played it.
Yeah, I
Here
played
you're gonna
it.
go more in
I'm
depth.
jealous.
Here we're gonna go more
I'm
down.
jealous.
Honestly, I've been neglecting that game. I've been too busy with Persona,
Yeah, I'm for.
Project Diva,
I'm for.
I feel deprived.
Hey,
and visual novels.
Depressed?
hey, who's talking
That was
right now?
so close to you.
Anyways, so here's the gist of it. How we're starting off. You're Link, obviously, because this is a Legend of Zelda game,
Hold it.
and you start off in like a chamber, a sort of like a revival chamber of sorts, where you've been asleep for like 100 years after certain events occur, which you learn later on
Vince, you hold A, move that.
when you hold A.
Standstill.
Anyways, so you've been put to sleep to be repaired in a way because you've been mortally
Mario looks mad.
mortally mortally injured.
Yeah.
Mortally injured.
He's about to die.
Yeah, he's about to die, and you've been put to sleep into resurrection basically, and you haven't aged one bit, and
Reasons.
for reasons. But that's explained. It's not really explained why, but
It can be
You-
people who do remember you though.
yeah,
For some reason.
Like the Zora.
the Zora because they age
The
slow.
Zoras live long.
Yeah.
What about the Kiri? Oh wait, wrong game.
Yeah, the Zora age long, and then also
Eternally 12.
for some reason the Sheik live long pretty.
Chica.
Sheik live long.
People.
Yeah, they live pretty long actually. But anyways, so after you've been resurrected, you are sent out into the world, and you come across an old man who, like for me when my first playthrough which I'm still on, that when I met him, I just like saw like some steak on the fire that he was next to, and I'm like, I'll take that. And he was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like,
Get off my lawn.
basically. But then he just gave it to you, and he basically explained like you just came out of the cave, didn't you? And it's like he basically tells you some of the history, what's going on, like currently what's happening, like Calamity Ganon is currently like over at Hyrule Castle. Just you see him right there. It's like red and stuff, and misty and all over.
Who is that evil I see?
Yeah, and basically he tells you to because he recognizes the Sheik Slate on your
Sheikah.
Sheikah Slate.
Sheik is a character.
Sheikah.
The tribe is known as Sheikah.
Sheikah Slate on your waist, which is something you get in the tutorial basically it's not really a tutorial, it's just basically showing you how to move. And you get to it's the hardest, I would say it's the hardest Zelda game I've ever played.
Because you can instantly get one shot.
Yes, you
It's
can.
like the original Zelda.
Oh boy. Anyways, so
Yes, I played the original Zelda.
So the old man is basically your form of a general tutorial of powers and stuff, because he takes you to what a tower looks like. Well, actually, first you activate the tower, which activates all the other towers in Hyrule. Yeah, I know. And then it activates all the other shrines as well. Yeah, it does.
I apologize for the I apologize to the audience hearing all this button tapping.
Everybody is disappointed.
As we all know, we're all terrible at running away. Yeah. Anyways. So basically, you go to this tutorial of like powers, like after you awaken your first tower, sort of awaken, it's just like...
What's going on?
Will you ever let me finish?
Yeah, let me see this, man.
So, basically tower and stuff, and then you're tasked by the...
It was the easiest possible one too.
So, after you've got into the location area of a tower, because that's what you do. Like, you climb a tower, you get the location area, but this first tower is given to you easily because you awaken it, and awaken all the other towers and stuff, all the shrines as well.
Great Plateau.
Yeah, you start off in the Great Plateau. I forgot to mention that. And the old man is up there as well, for some reasons. How he got up there is...
Teleportation.
Yeah, not explained yet. So basically... Spoiled it! Anyways. So basically he tells you, like, you need to, like, probably get off of this, like, you probably want to get off of this plateau, but you can't really get off because you'll die from fall damage.
Get off my
So he offers you his paraglider on some conditions. That you finish the shrine that's on the bottom there, on like near the tower that you can see in the distance, like just right below. And you do the shrine, but then he's like, "Oh, I want you to do 3 other shrines." But okay, so let me backtrack a bit, because the first shrine you get like your first power from the Sheikah Slate, which is your Sheikah Slate is your map, and it works as many other things. It functions as many other things, and that we'll get to in a bit. So basically, your first power is like magnetism, and you just learn all the do's and what's about it. It's actually pretty useful for like finding treasure.
0 coins.
Like most times, treasure chests are metallics because in this game, either treasure chests are metallic or they're just not. They're like some other material.
Kill you.
Yeah, they can kill you if
You
you.
can literally wave the chest around with a giant magnet.
Yeah. Anyways, after you get this first power and you complete that shrine, you get what is called a spirit orb, which comes into play a lot in the game because it's basically your way of leveling up in a sense. That you get
You use it to boost your health and stamina immediately.
yeah. Which by the way, I beat all 120 shrines.
Dang.
Now you gotta collect all the
Cool.
core rocks.
I will not do that. And you know what? I'll get into
How
it.
many core rocks are there? Like
300.
300?
I've only collected 151.
You're halfway there.
Yeah.
Halfway there.
No.
Halfway there.
Never. Ever. Anyways. So,
Just do it.
so basically, once you finish the shrine and get the spirit orb.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Did I
Just made
pronounce it
fun.
wrong now? Did I terminology it wrong? I said spirit orb.
Yeah, they're spirit
See what I
orbs.
mean?
Yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, so once you beat the shrine, then the old man's like, you need to do 3 more shrines. And those 3 shrines all give you 3 separate
The
powers.
bombs.
And it doesn't matter which ones you go in order, which ones you want to do in order. You just do it whatever you like. But
I was very annoyed having to go through that frozen area because I kept like losing health.
that's why you gotta cook.
That's what. So then I was like, okay, let me figure this out. Because cooking is kind of difficult in the game at first when you need to first figure it out. And I just threw a bunch of random stuff into the pot, and I was like, okay, maybe this will give me something for the cold. And it's a bunch of pixelated crap.
Censored.
Dubious food. That's what it's called. And it doesn't like harm you even if you eat it. Which is
It
good.
gives you like 1 health or something.
Yeah. So yeah, cooking is an important mechanic if you want to get health in any way possible. If you want to, and then also you can make different kinds of elixirs, but you do need to learn quickly a bit about cooking before you can actually tackle the rest of the 3 shrines because you're gonna have to enter a cold area, and in this Zelda game of sorts, this is like the first truly RPG-ish Zelda game, except for the first one. Was the first
Zelda
one?
2 was the first RPGs.
You're right. I'm wrong. Yeah, that was the first RPG.
Oh boy, Zelda 2. Fond memory.
Yeah, that was but like this is technically the second RPG. It's more RPG elements, really. So basically, there are
Like Skyrim kind of.
so this is a good time to bring up environmental dangers, where in the land of Hyrule,
Yes, the environment can kill you.
yes, the
Just like
envir-
in real life.
so basically,
Nature will rise against.
there are like 4. Is there 4 main? No, like 3. Basically, there are 3 main environmental dangers: heat exhaustion, being burned alive.
You could do that. That could happen to you in any Zelda.
Yeah.
Being burned alive, or
Or weird black goo.
that's the abyss.
The purple stuff
It's not
that's
abyss
like
actually. It's
slimy.
like tar. But that's not really. Well, that's an environmental damage. But I'm talking about like status effects, really. Well, that counts as environmental damage, where you like there's like goo, and then you can just. It's like quicksand in a sense, where you just jump in, and you can kill you. You die. Well, you don't die. You just get damaged. But yeah, and then the third one is obviously just dying from the cold. The cold. You freeze to death.
Cold.
You
First thing that I
Frostbite.
died to.
And that's the first thing you encounter. That's the first environmental danger you really encounter. Unless for some reason you get a lightning storm out of nowhere. Then that's actually the fourth.
Electricity is pretty dangerous in this
Yeah.
game. You can actually drop your weapon.
Just throw your weapon at an enemy, like when you're about to get struck by lightning.
Oh yeah. Or if you're far ahead in the
Your
game.
weapon breaks. What the hell?
If you're far ahead in the game like me, then we have another tactic that's called a helmet.
Yeah, the Thunder Helm. Or something.
Hey. And that gets OP. Anyways, so once you've learned all of these things on the quick, really, because there are no tutorials about cooking, you just gotta solve it yourself. Do it yourself. You're like, huh?
The game assumes you know how to play.
How do I assume to cook? Damn self.
Hey, you know how to cook in real life? Well, do you know how to cook here?
Yeah. So basically, when it comes to I should get into cooking. When it comes to cooking, You learn, well, let me backtrack even more, because you just learn a lot of things in the Great Plateau, but you learn a few more stuff later on that are important as well, but let me go back to cooking. So basically in cooking, like I said, you can cook plants, vegetables,
Where's he getting all these
fruits,
extra bones?
Don't worry.
bugs, fishes, well, you can cook raw meat, but that's more like for health. But I'm mainly like focusing on like bugs, plants, fruits, most fruits, most vegetables is vegetables, and then most plants, herbs, you can say, and then monster parts, which you get from defeating monsters, of course. And some of them are used for something else, but that's something else entirely. But in part of cooking, like, you have to learn what things really go together. So, but that you don't need to solve by yourself. The items always have a description to like say like, oh, this will just boost up your stamina when you cook it. It's because everything has extra effects once you cook something.
Like stamina mushrooms.
Yes, stamina shrooms,
Shroom. It always goes back to the shrooms, doesn't it?
Rock shrooms.
Hylian shrooms.
What
Yeah.
about mushrooms?
So basically, they're like your typical
Mario.
fruits and plants, and mushrooms are vegetables, so I'm going to count them as vegetables. So plants, fruits, and vegetables that are just like, you cook them and then they give you health. They give you more health than they are raw. But if you like pair up like certain items, like this counts for every item that has like similar, like basically the same description, like, oh, you do stamina and you also do stamina, all right, we put you together, we get more stamina. And in terms of monster parts, you can only use those with insects and just basically insects. And those give you like elixirs where you don't get health because if you do it, because plants and vegetables and fruits also have like other special effects. Like if you cook them, like they may give you like full restore,
Which temporarily increase all your heart.
yeah, that too. It doesn't really work when you have full hearts, like me right now. But it's still useful once you realize, oh, I can just cook one piece of like vegetable or fruit and have a full restore on deck. And fairies aren't that good, and I'll go into the reason why right now. Really, just they're good for revives, but
Fall down a cliff
you're revived.
and you're still dying.
That too. But yeah, they're good for revive, but they only
All
like
your bones are broken.
they only give you 6 health.
Your head
That's
is
all.
snapped.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of elixirs, they don't give you health at all. They just give you benefits. And sometimes if
You
you
can only
can,
have one effect at a time.
Whatever.
yeah, that too. That's very important. You can only have one effect at a time, which is typically why I don't usually use elixirs that often unless like
Boss fight.
I find it, like someone gives it to me, like an NPC gives it to me, and I'm like, oh,
Whatever happened to the Great Fairies?
actually,
Have you beat the game yet? Like beat Ganon?
no, I just been doing all the shrines.
There's a lot of strengths.
120 if you didn't hear it before. So once you get into cooking, you understand the importance of it. And
Also, all weapons are breakable.
yes, that's actually another important mechanic.
Master Sword?
Even
No,
the Master Sword.
well, not technically-
Well, it regenerates, right?
Yeah.
But it
So
won't completely shatter.
no, it's just like
What do a fight?
it has. Well, the Master Sword's something more later on in the game. But you can let the Master Sword as long as you've done enough shrines and you've got enough spirit orbs. But
You'll have, or else you'll have a burning of pulling it out.
dude, I'm just going too far. Anyway, back to after you complete all the 3 extra shrines, you need to get the next 3 powers, which are stasis,
See, look, that guy's from Bean Bean Kingdom.
the freezy thingy, which I forgot. What is it called again?
The what?
When you freeze something?
Freezy thing.
Freezy thingy. I would look up the technical term right now, but I'm too lazy for that. And also, you get bombs. Infinite bombs. Which is so cool. But
They're weak. End up getting you killed.
not unless you upgrade them, but that goes on. That's later on. You can upgrade your powers later on, but that's something else. Actually, it isn't something else entirely. It's just like, well, it involves certain enemies entirely, actually. And if you have, there is like a time in the Great Plateau that you probably will run into a certain enemy that will be recurrent. That will recur a lot in dungeons, really, but that's something else. But basically, this enemy is like the Guardians, where there's a lot of story towards them, like where they're old tech.
They're based on Octoroks. Let's be honest here. Yeah, they're based on octopus monsters.
They're technologically
They're
hard.
based on.
Anyway, they're basically in story-wise, they're like very old Sheikah technology, or actually, it might be an older Silver. Would it be Sheikah technology? I think it was explained as Sheikah technology. It was like, I think it was like very old Sheikah technology, and so they tell you the story of like how the Guardians have been corrupted by Ganon. But I'm just jumping all over the place. That's more of the story.
Who's Ganon?
Ganon. You know,
Evil pig demon.
let's continue. Let's continue on how you get off the Great Plateau, which is how you start off your adventure, really. So basically, after
This whole talk and we're still not there.
so after you complete all 3 shrines, you'll be asked by the old man will greet you at the final shrine, and be like, hey, just meet me at these coordinates where all these shrines intersect. Like, basically, it's the church. It's like a church. No, my bad, not the church. It's like the temple of. It's the temple of time.
Yeah.
You meet up at the temple of time.
Somehow I got destroyed.
Yes.
Was it the Master Sword in there?
No, it wasn't. Oh yeah, once, but that's a different game.
That's a different story.
That's a different. And anyways, you get to the Temple of Time, and then you see the old man's on top of the roof, so you have to climb. And hopefully, you're smart and spend the spirit orbs.
Hopefully you have common sense.
Yeah, hopefully you have common sense and spend the spirit all 4, because once you get 4 spirit orbs, you can spend it on a stamina vessel or a heart vessel.
When Mario first.
And if you're smart enough, you can do it on a stamina vessel, because let's face it, you don't really need health at this moment. You just need stamina. It's better when you're fighting enemies.
Are you gonna do
Honestly, that's my tip. If you've ever played this game, start off with stamina. Then once you beat the first boss, focus on heart condition.
Hey, I beat the freaking Zora's domain boss with only 1 stamina bar.
I mean, yeah, that one doesn't need that much stamina because you're in a small arena, but we'll get to that later. So,
It was also the first boss that I beat.
the first boss I beat, which I'll get to right now. So, and we'll get into something else as well. So basically, you climb up the temple, and then you meet up with the old man, who reveals himself as a ghost, and who he is exactly.
The king.
Yeah. And I worded that terribly. That was a terrible transition. So basically, he's the king. He's King Rom. Rom?
I don't know.
Rom. It's like RHAOM or something like that. And basically, he's Princess Zelda's father. I hope that came out. Yeah. And he tells you He tells you that you just awoke. Like, you were, like, put to sleep because you were mortally wounded and stuff. He explains you some of the story. But really, the story is really explained to you by another character that you had to, like... You don't really need to meet up, but it's more... They're a main character in the sense that,
Link is the main character.
Press A to grab destiny.
My ad. Yeah. Yeah, but basically, he tells you what's happened to you and stuff. And then he sets you off to... He sets you off to eliminate Ganon, which is Calamity Ganon, because Ganon's been...
If you really wanted to, you could go immediately fight Ganon. Yay.
Do you want to go through all those Guardians?
I mean, there's somebody who did it, so...
I'm pretty sure there is.
Possible. Even the developer said, even the main guy working on it said that.
He's like, yeah, but do you want it that hard?
Hey, anything for a speedrun.
Yep. Anyway, so
Speedrun, trust me.
after explaining to you, he leaves he doesn't really leave a treasure chest. The treasure chest is like right there to get you a weapon, to start like a better weapon to start with.
Honestly, don't know where.
Unless you like picked up another weapon, then he gives you the paraglider, which is very, very necessary to travel around the world. Because, let's face it, how are you gonna really just get off places, high places?
You can get a horse.
No, I said high places.
Skellington horse.
A horse.
Well, you can't register that, but now I'm going everywhere. But yeah, so once you get the paraglider, you're free. You're basically free to do anything you want. But if you follow
Take funny photos.
what King Rom wants you to do, which is basically visit the Sheikah village, which is Kakarika village, I think.
Kakarika.
It's always been the Sheikah village.
Kakarika village.
It's always been the Sheikah.
No, that kid, it always has been.
Yeah, Kakarika village.
Kakariko.
And then you just like travel. You can really take any path, but for me, I just took the main. I took the main road and just got there. Met with an enemy that you'll probably find most difficult. Talon. No, not Talon. Yeah, Talon.
What I did was I took the road most difficult and decided, you know what, I'm gonna go north. I wonder what's up north. Okay, look at Zora's domain. Might as well beat the boss while I'm here and die a bunch because I'm way under leveled.
Yeah.
You're gonna say the Union.
Yeah, but so basically, if you want to go a bit story, so I would suggest that I would suggest to you that any of you like that wants to play this game, just follow the first few main points of the story, and then actually once you follow the main points of the story, then you're basically free to go anywhere. It's easier to do more stuff because once you get to Kakariko village, then
Checking out Zelda.
you meet.
Remember that picture?
Press A to grab destiny.
God damn. What did I?
Grab it, Link.
Once you meet
What do you
Impa,
that way?
once you meet Impa, the Sheikah elder of the town, really, then she explains to you what's happened, really the story, like how 100 years ago, actually 200 years ago, an old hero and a princess saved the world from Calamity Ganon using the guard.
Yeah, that's all. That happens like every 1,000 years. So
Yeah,
let's
using.
be honest here.
Wait, was it 200 years or no? It was 200 years ago.
Every 1,000 years. Don't worry about it, Steve.
I think it was 200 years.
It's always
A
the
mecha
hero and the
army.
princess.
Yeah, but then basically she tells about the story about like the first real defeating of Calamity Ganon itself, and then later on, like throughout after the history of that first real the Battle of Calamity Ganon, then the people of Hyrule prepare for another attack for Calamity Ganon because they've only figured a way to just steal him, not really kill him, and basically the Guardian they started reconstructing the Guardians really from the old Sheikah technology, and what they didn't realize, actually let me go back, then Princess Zelda
took over.
basically
This is medieval Europe.
medieval Skynet.
Evil Skynet.
Medieval Skynet.
Yeah, so basically
Seems like shit.
the Princess Zelda of that time, which is the current Princess Zelda, which is 100 years.
The press A to grab destiny.
Yeah, the current Princess Zelda decided to recruit 4 champions to pilot for the greatest Sheikah technology creatures, to say. It's more like robots, really. And
Transformers and stuff.
and also Link, who you're playing as the Hyrule champion. And the 4 main beasts, really. Yeah, beasts, that's what they call them. You know, like Sheikah beasts, really. That's how I refer to
Divine
them.
beasts.
Divine beasts, yeah, there you go.
Like Ganon, aren't they?
Yes.
They're corrupted, but they are corrupted.
You got to run some diagnostics, you know, put in some antivirus software.
So basically, the 4 divine beasts are like an eagle, a camel, an elephant, and a salamander of sorts. Is it a salamander?
I think so.
They're like, yeah, it's because they're basically modeled after animals, and they have weird names that I keep forgetting, and they're piloted by
Ruto. I think that was the name of the elephant.
and they're
That's the
pilot.
only one that I know.
Yeah, they're piloted by.
Zora princess.
Hey, they're piloted by one of each race from one of each race that's in Hyrule, basically. The
How much time have we been on that?
I don't even know.
Yeah, you
No.
Give it to me.
Hey, Matthew was talking the longest, actually.
Wait, let me see.
Wait, how long did you?
Let me
Anyways, so, the first...
Jesus, we went over the time.
Oh my gosh.
We went over the time.
We can cut a lot of this stuff out.
I'll try to cut out some of the unnecessary information.
You think that'll still make time?
You still have to talk too.
Yeah, I still have to.
Anyways,
You're gonna have to wrap
like I said, Breath of the Wild,
just wrap
it's very open world, so you have any choice to do it. You have any way,
what to do.
you have every option and any way to do it. And that's what makes it fun. Now, on to our final talker, Fernando, the selfish.
Yay. I made a horrible mistake making you go next. If I knew you were going to go talk. Anyways, what's a good RPG I've played and I know of, really?
You want me to set up or not?
Gee, I sure what's the name of the RPG that I've been playing so far?
Is it Kingdom Hearts?
No, you wish. Fire Emblem, fam.
Is that your new favorite RPG series?
What do you mean
Yeah.
you wish? You were supposed to...
What
Are you gonna
about
finish that
Advanced
game?
Wars?
Why do you want it so badly?
What about
You're
Advanced
supposed
Wars?
to...
You don't even have
Let's
the
see.
3DS anymore.
Okay, yeah, you don't have the 3DS. Let's see. Which Fire Emblem? I only played three.
I was
Three of
talking about
them.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
You only brought the
let's
game
see.
back.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna talk about Fire Emblem Awakening this time.
Charge it.
After so long of not having a Fire Emblem, an actual Fire Emblem game
Where do you charge it?
that's actually legit.
Okay.
It comes out on the 3DS, where the story takes place where you play as a lord named Chrom, who happens to just
Descendant of
be
that one guy from Smash Brothers.
yeah, shut up. Who happens to be wandering around a place and he finds a man or a girl, depending on your choice, knocked out on the floor, and the person's name is Robin.
Well, that's his default name. You can
Yeah,
name him whatever.
Robin.
You can name him or her whatever you want.
Yeah. Essentially, Robin, or the character you ever name.
Avatar.
Your
Or the
avatar, there you go. The Last Airbender.
That
Or the
thing that
blue
existed.
Or the Blue People movie.
Yeah. Let's see. You can pretty much your character, Nakram, forgot memories on what happened, and why is he or she knocked out on the ground. So for mostly they're just hanging. He or she hangs out with Chrom and the rest of the gang.
Avatar.
The Avatar, yeah.
Why don't you plug out unplug the PS4?
Let's see what else. Sooner or later, after a while, you learn that the world that they live in is actually very, very corrupted, with three kingdoms that are never really much of a major plot hole in the story.
It's not gonna change it.
It's all pretty much every battle is
You have to just press the power.
most of the chapters in the story consist of many different problems in the world in their world, such as where the place is littered with bandits.
It turned out
What else? What are those shadow people called? Risens.
The Risen.
The Risen.
It's spelled Rise with an N.
Yeah,
It's pronounced Risen.
Risen.
Wait, Rise with an N?
It's Rise with an N and it's pronounced Risen.
Yeah,
Because like
Risen.
when I first saw that, I immediately thought it was Rising.
Wait, is it RISN?
Yeah. Eventually, through one of the chapters, you see a giant portal open up in the sky, and you see a Ryzen and someone fighting, and
Looks like that one guy from Smash Brothers.
who goes by the name of Marth.
Remember, Chrom is the descendant of Marth from thousands. Marth was born like 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, it's been centuries, but apparently Chrom is the descendant of a sword master at the time, who was considered very skilled, Marth. And
Lucina!
yeah, shut up.
Okay.
Horrible waifu. Let's see.
Lucina's best one.
Eventually, you learn that the masked person is actually a woman. At first, I thought it was a guy, actually.
We're talking about best waifu here. I'm going to have to go back to Katawa
You can get-
Shoujo.
We're done with that subject.
Yeah.
Now go back to
Let's
that
see.
subject. Where's my-
Apparently, according to what happened with the portal in the sky, it's apparently it's a time portal where she comes from the future, where the risen come and take.
Dragon kills her.
Yeah, a giant dragon comes and takes over the world with the risen, and every every adult just dies. Yeah,
for
like
some reason.
yeah, everyone's
I'll
dead.
use the gamepad.
That's all what happens pretty much. And then Lucina decides to counter the fate of Crom, where he was supposed to die a long time ago, through the hands of Robin for some reason. Shut up. I like it like this.
This is my house.
I get triggered. I can't have two legs on the ground. I need to have one up.
Loading.
Let's see. What else happens? Ah, yes. Eventually, you go through one of the kingdoms when you learn that that the Lord, the corrupted king there,
Your other children.
is shut up. Is your father, who also happens to want to kill you. Yeah. You can throughout most of the story, you see a double of you who constantly is trying to take over you throughout some of the chapters, not all of them, where your mind gets corrupted and you're trying to hurt Crom as much as you can. But mostly with the amount of people they meet throughout the story, they try to help Robin, trying to keep himself safe.
Okay.
And then, what else has happened in the Awakening? In Awakening, you learn that once you get someone married, a paradox happens where they get...
No, only paradox
No.
happens if you marry a child.
No, I want to...
No, they're adults.
Yeah, if you get adults married with each other,
It's-
essentially a time portal opens up that
Yeah,
has
we're
their
gonna do-
their child
Fight.
their child activated, which is pretty odd.
We're only doing four.
That's his play.
Are we-
Well, that sucks for you.
Then let's see. Yeah, I can't move the.
Of course
Give
not.
it to Matthew.
Oh, Steve is out.
I'm here.
No, I'm not
Oh, wait,
moving it.
actually.
It's part 3.
Then let's see. You learned that through Lucina that there's gonna be a dragon waking up soon at the very certain time. That's how everything's happening. You start planning ahead and seeing what happens. And essentially, most of the fates are unknown because Lucina has already intervened with the death of Crom and at the hands of the evil corrupted lord Jafar. Yes, that's the first thing. It reminded me of Jafar.
Jafar is the Fire Emblem character.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I only know him from Heroes.
I never played as Bayonetta. Anyway.
So, aren't you gonna
Yeah.
talk?
Then what else has happened in the story? Near the end of the story, Lucina tries as much as she can to help you, but is pretty much useless because she doesn't know anything at all now with fate and how is it gonna work out. But essentially, in the end of the game, you get to have you can either pick having Robin to deliver the final blow, which would end up killing him, but none of that is known for sure.
You don't know what happens?
Yeah, I never got that ending. Essentially, if you make
I know what happens.
if you
I'm
make
not gonna tell
Crom deliver the final blow, the dragon is dead, and eventually Robin stays alive, but he regrets the decision on not delivering the final blow at the final
Which is why you
boss.
have him do it.
Yeah, I kind of didn't want it.
Regretted it? Did you regret it?
I somewhat didn't, considering I liked Robin, but I wanted to see what would happen if Robin delivered the final blow.
He basically comes back anyway.
Gee, thanks.
I'm just saying. If you don't plan to do it.
I think even then, if I get a copy of Awakening, it's not gonna have my save file.
No, it's not.
Well, it's only on
Yeah.
the
It's by card. It's by card. Unless you, yeah, it's by card.
You want? Well, can I buy you? Can I buy your Awakening? Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Back to you.
That's pretty much it, how the story happens. Lucina, near the end, Lucina just randomly did, according to the credits, if you don't get Lucina married with anyone, which honestly creates a paradox of its own, she will mysteriously vanish and see her future self when she was a baby, and which would soon know, and she knows that the events that would happen in her own future would not happen ever again. So essentially, not even her father knows what happens.
Prom.
Yeah,
Prom and Smash.
and that's pretty much it. Okay.
So is that the end of our pod? Alright, so
Yeah.
Matthew, sign us out.
Okay, so that was our favorite RPGs. We may have been a little bit long there, but this has been the Metagame Podcast. I'm Matthew.
I want to die.
I'm Steve.
I'm Fernando.
I'm Rodrigo.
Thank you for watching.
Good night and good fight.
I can't stop it.